Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boardwalk Talk. I am your host, and tonight's show I have a Maryland native. I was born and raised in Salisbury. He is now pursuing a career in country music. He's living out in Nashville, and we're going to get him to play a couple songs. We're going to learn a little bit about how he decided to do music for a living, and he had something really interesting happen to him the other day while he was at work. So, you guys are ready? Let's take a walk on the boardwalk. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today's guest is Troy Grove. Troy, how are you, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you? Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you joining me.
Yeah,
lovely
absolutely.
State of Tennessee over there.
Oh yeah, man. Go Vols. Go Vols.
Now,
I had to orange everything just for you.
I see this. Now, I've been to Tennessee one time. Well, me and my fiance, we went down to Pigeon Forge and did some business over there with the Titanic Museum, and we did about 7,000 escape rooms. It's pretty wild down there. It's a beautiful town.
I've never been down there. I've been over to Gatlinburg. That's pretty cool. But
that's just west of Pigeon Forge, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they got that glass skywalk where you walk from like mountain to mountain.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
So, Troy, you were born and raised in Salisbury, correct?
Salisbury, yeah, just outside. Like, I'm right next to Salisbury, technically, in Hebron, right? But Salisbury is what we all say. So, yeah, born and raised there. Lived there my whole life, so till now.
Now, where'd you go to school at?
High school, I went to James M. Bennett, and then college, I did Warwick for a couple of years, and then finished that and took off out here to Nashville.
Now, what made you get into singing? Like, not many people just wake up and go, you know what, I'm going to pursue a career in singing.
It's weird. Ever since I can remember, I've wanted to be one of two things, which was a singer or a NASCAR driver. And NASCAR didn't really work out, right? Because if you're gonna be a racer, you got to be starting go-karts when you're like 4 years old, and at least by 8 years old, you got to be doing something. I never did anything. So the most I did was race a tricycle with my best friend, and that's it. So, yeah, but the story goes, and I remember this, and it was first grade. My mom put me in a talent show. I wanted to sing, and we picked out "It's a Great Day to Be Alive" by Travis Tritt. So it was my turn to go. It was like they would bring like 5 of us backstage at a time, all the kids. And then I was like, I don't know. I was not next, but I was after that. And I broke down and I couldn't do it. So they called my name to go out finally, and I couldn't do it. I stayed backstage, and I was so terrified because there's 500 people there. All parents, of course, right? But still, that's a lot for a little kid. So and my sister came back, tried to cheer me up, didn't work. Finally, they called in Dad. Dad came back, got me laughing. He went out on stage with me while I sang the song. And then I got a standing ovation, obviously, because I was crying, right? So, but that was the loudest applause that I'd ever heard. So from that moment, I wanted to be a singer, and just so happened to work out. I mean, I just sang forever after that.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 25.
So you're 25. So
yeah.
What made you want to do country as opposed to, I mean, there's a million other genres.
Well, I've kind of got a little bit of a Southern accent, right? Even though I'm from Salisbury. I've always had it, and I don't know. I think it's more so my grandfather used to play all these old school hits that he used to love. So it got me hooked on old school country. But then in the car rides to anywhere I went, most of the time it was with my mom. It would be whatever was mainstream country at that time, which at the time was Tim McGraw was at his peak. You know, you got Travis Tritt, who's my favorite artist ever, was at his peak, and just guys like that. So then I would hop in my dad's car and I would hear straight rock and roll. So but it was
Yeah.
but it wasn't like hard rock. It was more like stuff like Creed and people like that. I like that kind of rock and roll. So when I was able to consciously choose what I wanted to do, like what kind of music, it was a mix between country and rock. I didn't want to do the old school country because that was kind of out at that time. I still learned all those songs, but I just fell in love with it, man. I wouldn't want any other genre.
Now you got when you decided to, I guess, pursue your career in country music. Are you married?
No, I have a girlfriend though. She's here.
Okay. Now, did you meet her here or did you meet her there?
Yeah, I met her at Higgins Crab House in Ocean City.
Now, was it just one of them decisions where it was like, hey, if I got a chance of doing this, I'm moving to Nashville, which is pretty much I guess what all country singers do, pretty much.
Yeah, it was. So I was gonna move to Nashville when I was 18. I wasn't going to go to college. Well, I was going to go to Belmont. I got accepted there, but it's just too expensive. So I opted out of that. I was like, I'm just going to go move and play music until I make it. And then I was all ready to go. And then I had a stroke. I don't know if you knew that, but
you had a stroke
when I was 20. I'm sorry. It was when I was 20, not when I was 18. I was ready to go when I was 20. Had a stroke a month before I wanted to move. So that kind of halted everything. And then long story, I know we're going to talk about it, but long story short about the girlfriend, I ended up meeting her when I was 21. And I had told her before we even started dating, if you want to be with me, you can, but just know I'm moving to Nashville. So she took it. She wanted to be with me. We ended up going together. So
I was like, because that's a pretty big move. It's not like it's not like what me and my fiance did. We moved from Baltimore to Delaware. You moved 2 hours away. You moved
12 hours
halfway across the halfway across the country. Not all the way, but halfway.
Yeah, we're full 12-hour ride. So
now, how did the stroke affect you with either singing or your ability to move on stage?
Wasn't so much singing was a problem. It was they still haven't diagnosed it. They think it could have been a small blood vessel that just didn't develop correctly. It just twitched for a split second, whatever. No drugs in my system, nothing like that. So it was just out of the blue, right? So it didn't really affect my singing at all. But my left hand was very weak. So I basically, I played guitar in the hospital room for all the nurses and stuff, and I was singing for them. But even though it was awful, I had to relearn how to position my hand. Like, I don't know if you can see. Hang on, let me get this way. So a little C chord here, I couldn't press down hard enough on the strings to get where it needs to be. So that's how it is, but it was sounding like this. Does that make sense? So it just wasn't there. So I had to rehab the left hand. That came back quick because I was young. So the main thing was relearning the positionings on my hand on the guitar, and the memory was affected pretty good for a long while. But we're all good now. I'm young, so.
Yeah, strokes are, pretty devastating. I have a buddy of mine that I've been in the fire department with for, over 20 years. And his daughter had a stroke at she was less than a year old.
Oh, really?
Had a stroke. And it was absolutely devastating. I could still remember getting all the emails and, just, stopping up at the hospital. It was just, I mean, you couldn't believe it. I mean, you hear stroke and you think, oh, somebody old,
Yeah, yeah.
something to that effect, but not anybody, under the age of 1.
Right. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And so it's kind of like, something like that hits home and it's like, wow, it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. And when I was in the hospital, I was like, when I got diagnosed, I about near broke down because I didn't even know. Well, first of all, I didn't even really understand the concept of a stroke. I'm young, I go out from time to time. I'm not really thinking about heart attacks or strokes or anything severe like that. The worst that's going to happen to me is I'm going to break my leg or something. So when I found out, I was like, I don't even understand this at all. So come to find out, there's another guy that went to Parkside High School that was 17 and had a stroke. So, we ended up going to lunch or whatever. We both have celiac disease, so we have to eat gluten-free all the time. So we didn't know, that's like a new thing, gluten-free, right? There's a gluten-free substitute for everything. So we didn't know maybe if not eating gluten-free all the way, if you have celiac disease, causes it or what. But glad we met because I started taking it more serious after that.
Yeah, that's like a new trend now. I don't eat gluten-free.
Right.
Because gluten to me, I guess, tastes really good.
Right.
I'm not. I know we got a couple of things in the fridge that say they're gluten-free, but it's nothing that I've ever really picked up on that was or was not, gluten-free before. But I got a lady that I work with that her and her daughter, they have to eat gluten-free because it just absolutely, for one, it tears up their stomach.
Oh yeah.
And believe me, I know, I work with her. It tears up her stomach if she eats something that's not. But I don't know. I whatever gluten is, it tastes good because it's in absolutely everything.
Oh yeah, it is. Any kind of wheat, rye, barley, man, that's all gluten. So
That's
I'm
good
out
stuff.
on So I'm out on pizza, I'm out on beer, I'm out on whatever,
Well, I mean, they got but you're not out on like shots and whiskey and
No.
I know how you Southerners go. You got all that goofy stuff down there, bourbon and
I drink plenty of bourbon, trust me.
moonshine. That's
You
got
I'll drink some
you got
shine.
that moonshine. You got that what is that, Tennessee whiskey down there?
It's Old Smoky moonshine.
That's it, Old Smoky moonshine.
Yeah.
So I got somebody who wants to ask a question. She says, so are you on blood thinners for the rest of your life?
Hopefully not the rest of my life, but I'm on 1 aspirin a day, 325 milligrams for now. They're supposed to drop the dosage. So in all honesty, I haven't been taking it every single day because I want the dosage to drop. I don't want to have to take a aspirin every single day for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Until, it's inevitable.
You're 80,
Yeah. When I'm older, of course.
Now you got a couple songs that are out. Now, where can you find some of your music?
So all my stuff is wherever you find music, you can get it. So Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, whatever the new ones are. You can go on YouTube, search my name, Troy Grove. It'll pull up my page. There's like one acoustic video of a song, and then there's the 3 songs that are actually released right now. You can just listen to them on there if you don't have Spotify or Apple Music, but any streaming platform, you can go and grab it.
Now, you haven't been signed to a record label yet.
Not yet.
But you had something really interesting happen to you the other day.
Yeah,
now tell me about that.
Yeah, so I'm sure my mother might be watching. I don't know if she is, but she will eventually. But so I apologize because I haven't called her yet. I was going to call her while I was working, but anywho, I'm at work.
Goodness.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm at work, and I'm not a bartender. I work at a barbecue joint. We run food. We take care of guests. That's it. And we prepare the food. That's it. So this day I happen to be the bartender, and I'm it wasn't very busy. These two guys came into the bar. They sat at the corner, and they were pretty quiet with me. So I started eavesdropping on their conversation because as a bartender, the way you make your tips is through conversation, right? So I'm eavesdropping. They're talking about this guy signing a record deal and whatnot while I'm literally right next to him. So I was like, hey, I need a deal, as a joke. And they just kind of laughed it off. Later on, I heard him talking more. So I went up to him. I was like, in all seriousness, though, do you guys work for a record label? And they said, yes. The one guy was a booking agent. The other guy worked at the label, and he signs people. So we got to talking, and I was asking basically for advice, and ended up leading to, well, what do you do? And he was saying, he was asking if I played out. And I said, well, not right now. Ever since COVID, I don't really play out. I've got this following on social media, and it's kind of doing great right now. So I just focus on that. And he asked to check it out. So he pulled up my page, and then he asked if, I've got like 110,000 followers on TikTok. So he asked if those followers were listening to my music. I said, yes. He went to my Spotify page just to make sure, saw the numbers were there, and he got my info, and he wants to call me here shortly. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's pretty wild. That'd be a hell of a way to catch a deal. Just working your your job, and all of a sudden you got somebody. Now, did you hear who they signed? Did you catch that on the?
No, they were just talking about different country artists. I didn't recognize any of the names. So they're all, I guess, up and comers that they just recently signed. They were just kind of talking about the deals that they had going with them. But most people get signed either through social media nowadays, or if you're on tour, somebody will come up to you and strike a deal or something like that. But I'm hoping that this leads to something, you know what I mean? That way I can be like, I got signed at a bar working.
Now, have you actually met any big stars down there? Or?
Oh yeah, I met actually at work. I met Dierks Bentley. Got to talk to him for a little bit. He was just picking up like a to-go order, and I brought his food out to him in his car, and we got to talking a little bit. And he started playing my music as he was driving out, so that was pretty cool. And then, also at work, Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top came in, John Rich from Big and Rich, and then I met Chris Young at one of the bars downtown. I guess he lives right next door, and he's always in that bar, so that was fun. He's one that basically all my songwriting is based around him, so that was cool. Got to see him.
Now, what kind of car did what's his face drive? Yeah, what's he got?
He's got a white Jeep. I think it was a Jeep Wrangler. It was pretty nice. But he had I saw his name come up on like the curbside tickets, and I was like, nobody's taking this order out to him except for me. And I was like, you come find me when it's ready, because everybody knows, right? Most people at Martin's Barbecue know why I'm there. And I'm on a mission, you know what I mean? I'm not stopping. So I tell people, just if you see something, just let me do it. So I had to, one day I had to take a delivery. I hadn't taken a delivery yet. Those are like big catering orders. And Zach Brown had a catering order, and he gets his stuff for free because he's close with the owner. So I was like, nobody's taking this. I want to take it. But I didn't get to meet him. But he was in the studio recording his next album, I guess.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Now, Chris Young, what about him? How is what kind of dude is he?
No, he's pretty cool. I mean, he was he talked to me, so I can't hate on that. I'm sure he's a great guy. But
now, do they know that you sing? Have they talked to you about it? Gave you any tips on how they got signed?
I asked Dierks Bentley that. I didn't ask Chris Young. He was on a TV show. I forget what it's called. My dog is squeaking this toy. He was on a TV show. I forget what it was called, like Nashville Star or something like that.
Nashville Star?
Yeah. He ended up winning the show. So he ended up getting a record deal from that, and he just took off from there. But Um, so I just kind of talked to him, just told him how big of a fan I am, and like not to be annoying, you know what I mean? But he was just throwing back shots while I was there. So I don't know. He lives right next door, so I guess he can do that. But
within walking distance of the bar,
yeah,
I guess that's not
yeah.
too bad of a thing. You ain't gotta
I
get
know.
worried about getting pulled over.
Some chick kept coming up and bothering him, so he ended up just sneaking out the back door like a half hour later.
That's a good way to ruin a good buzz.
Yeah. So, but Dirks was super cool, man. He's a great dude. He was asking me, you know, about my personal life, what my name is, how he can find me. But I asked him for advice, and he was kind of just, he didn't really know what to tell me because he came up in a different era, right? So Nashville has a saying that it's a 10-year town. Everything's changing every 10 years, right? As far as the music scene. So he didn't really know. I told him about social media and how I felt like that's how you get discovered here now. He said, well, when he was coming up, it was playing. So he basically just told me to do a mix of both.
Now, how many of those guys you actually have following you on TikTok or any of the social media?
Well, none of those big names. I do have I got a couple guys that I really like. One musician specifically that his name's Heath Sanders. I was a big fan of him. He went on the Bobby Bones show, which is a big deal. Bobby Bones found him. He worked in like an oil field in Arkansas or something like that, and he's got an incredible voice. So Bobby Bones just brought him on the show. I guess he didn't tell him that he had all these record labels there ready to sign him. So he sang his song and got signed basically on the spot. So,
surprise!
Yeah, just signed a deal right there. So he ended up, I think he moved to Nashville, but he just followed me back like at the end of May. I've been following him for like a year. He just followed me back at the end of May. I guess one of my videos went viral and he saw it and followed me. So ended up sending him a message, which was cool. We talked for a little bit.
Now, can you just walk into a record label like, hey, I'm a singer, I want to sing for one of you guys, and hey, here you go?
I mean, not really. You can, but it's probably not going to get you anything. You definitely can't send in any demos anymore like you used to. So it's a little tough. It's basically luck of the draw, right? So that's the only reason you move to Nashville anymore. If you've got social media and it's doing good, the only reason you would move here is for the networking, the people that you meet, because that's endless here. You like I had Maren Morris's tour manager walk in and sit at the bar the other day too. So I was talking to him, you know, but it truly is luck of the draw, especially with that story I've got from yesterday where I met those record label guys. But I don't know, man.
I have faith that you know. I mean, you have over 100,000 followers. You said,
yeah,
and you know, hundreds of thousands of views. Somebody is going to see that. Somebody has got to. I mean, it's
yeah. Somebody probably has seen it. I mean, it's just luck of the draw. It just depends on maybe they're waiting for it to happen again to keep seeing it. You know, as long as I'm consistently, at least in my head, and I have a buddy that's signed to a record deal, so he tells me what they tell him, which is as long as you're consistently putting out music, it's going to happen eventually, right?
I mean, that's going to be pretty badass to have two stars on the Eastern Shore. You got Jimmy Allen from right up here in Lewis Rehoboth area, and then you got once you get it, you guys go on tour together, and you'd be the Delmarva squad.
Oh well, yeah, I'm gonna try. That's my goal. My biggest thing is I want to come back home and play a show there, right? But that would be super cool if one day I've got the record deal, and then finally I end up with Jimmy Allen opening for him or something at the Civic Center in Salisbury or somewhere in Ocean City. That would be sweet.
That would definitely be pretty wild. I'd have to go. I was going to get the Jimmy Allen tickets because he's got that concert up at the field up here. I can't think of the date, but I know it. I mean, it sold out like
Oh yeah,
quick. And then
it's
I
good.
was looking at some of some of the people were doing some resale, and I mean, they were doing them. I mean, you're talking $300-400 a ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have that kind of money right now.
No,
You know
me
what I mean?
neither. Me
Yeah,
neither.
I got a newborn here, and that's
Oh really?
kind of where the money goes
Yeah,
for
I
the
hear
most
you.
part.
My yeah, that would be cool. I would like to eventually sell tickets for $300-400. That would be great. But for now, I'm looking to. This is what I was telling those guys, the record label guys, was they were asking me if I was playing anywhere because in his opinion, playing and building your fan base is the way to go. He said everybody's going to tell you different though. So, but he also his main focus is the social media aspect, anything online. So, when I told him I'm not playing now, he kind of was like, "Yeah, all right." But then I told him I'm also booking my own tour for next summer, like a for real tour. I want to go to different states and see how many of these TikTok people that follow me come and see me in these different regions. Because on TikTok you can see where people are and where your fans are. So like
Mhm.
the bulk, a lot of my fans are in Austin, Texas, and then a lot are in Chicago, which is blows my mind. I don't understand it, but
Yeah, I got a bunch of followers on TikTok. I got 3.
heck yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely rocking out.
that's the way to
Now,
do it, man.
no, I mean most of my videos are like my dog doing goofy stuff, or
Right.
my son, goo goo gaga or something like that. So
Oh yeah,
I'm not all into like the editing, and
yeah,
you got some of them videos where it seems like they edit it like it's a freaking action movie, and
yep.
and they got 7 million views. I just do it for fun.
Hey, I'll
It
tell
don't
you what
bother me.
though. I'll tell you what. If you catch your dog or your baby at the right time, and something crazy happens, and it'll go viral. I guarantee it. You'll have
Look, I got a
followers.
buddy of mine. He's a paranormal investigator, and he just did the number one paranormal documentary called The House in Between. His name is Brad Cooney. He did a TikTok video, and it was of a cat just like on his front step meowing. So he fed it, and he got like within like 24 hours, he had like 300,000 views.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, it's of a cat meowing.
yeah. It's stupid. It's stupid. The algorithm, you can just break the algorithm sometimes, and it's weird. It's like the longer somebody watches your video, the more chances you've got of getting seen again. So, and then if someone likes it and comments, then you've got even more chances. So it's weird, like I've got to actually work for it. You see what I'm saying? And then other people can post a video of a cat meowing.
I'm, let me see if I could pull it up, because I mean it absolutely baffles me that how many views he has. I'm gonna find him because I follow him. His name's Brad Cooney, and let's see here. And let me find he does a lot of videos, and
I was talking to my managers at Martin's about potentially running their social media because no one's doing it right now, and it's a big deal. If you're on TikTok, you can blow up overnight. That's what I was telling them. You just have stupid videos. We ended up looking up Martin's barbecue videos. There's this girl. We have this paper towel dispenser, and it makes this weird noise. And she tried to imitate it with her voice, and it got like 300,000 views, just like you said.
he's got that video. He's got 294,000 views.
Oh goodness.
And then he did another video of the cat like the next day, and he got 32,000 views. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing like he's not
Yeah.
editing the videos or nothing like that. It's just a matter of, let me just put this on and see what
Yeah, man.
happens.
It's all
I
luck.
got like a couple videos. I got like 10 views, 5 views.
Right.
The one video I just put up has none.
You know what
Whatever.
a good secret could be? I always tell all my friends and family, when I post a video, watch the whole thing, let it repeat itself, like it, and if you want, comment on it, because this is going to give me a better chance of going to the next person, because likely they're going to see it first. You know what I mean? So
Now, like my stepdaughter, she's got TikTok. She's got videos that got thousands of views. I mean, she's a teenager, so she's got 7 million other teenage friends, and it's
right.
like, whatever.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's a lose-lose for me because I'm an old fart.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see where this ends up, but we'll see.
I think it's going to end up somewhere big. That would just be, it's what we all pray for is to, end up where our dream wanted to take us. I always dreamt of being tall, but here I am 5'2", and that just never happened.
Hey, I'm fine. I thought I was going to be tall, and here I am, 5'7". So,
well, I mean, you got like almost a whole foot on me. My son's almost 3 months old. He's almost taller than me. So I mean, I can't win for losing. My daughter, she's 18. She was tall as I was at like 11.
Oh man.
I was the tallest kid in my 5th grade class, and I stopped growing there, and I was the shortest kid the rest of the way out.
That's right.
The rest of the way.
Yeah, but then I knew kids that were. I have one of my buddies, Greg. He was so short. I guess he was just late on his growth spurt, whatever. But we always used to make fun of him. Now he's taller than me, so I can't even say anything anymore.
Yeah, and it's like when my kids walk in, they all stand back to back with me, see if they're taller than me, and I'm like, look, just say you're taller than me. We're gonna end it there because that's where you're gonna be.
Just say even if you're not, you're gonna be.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna be taller than me. End of discussion.
Yep.
It's that's the way it's gonna be.
That's right.
So now, I guess you got a couple. You want to sing a tune, like because I haven't. I've heard one of your songs.
Oh, what's happening?
And
I got something that just popped up on my screen. I don't know why. My emails just popped up. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Maybe it's the producer.
You never know.
But that would be like really wild.
Crazy.
Or like if you got a phone call right now, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, there we go. I can get rid of it. There it is. All right, cool. We're back.
I guess it was not.
I got a phone call. I'm looking at my phone right now. Nothing. I was hoping maybe he'd get in touch with me today because I'm off, so that way I don't miss his call.
No, it'll happen when you're working.
I know, right?
When you're in the toilet.
Trust me, I will gladly walk out of work to take that phone call.
I mean, don't jump the gun real quick. He might be calling you just to schedule something later on.
No. Let me clarify. I'll walk outside of work to take the phone call, and then I'll go back in.
All right, there we go.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. So I'll play a tune here. This is my most popular song on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. So it's almost. Let me see here. Hang on. Let's see if we hit it yet. We got a little artist page or whatnot for Spotify. Let's see where we're at. Almost 190,000 streams. We're almost at 200. So let me play a tune. It's called "Thank You for Breaking My Heart." I said, buddy, she's gone for good this time. Then I opened up a brand new jar of shine. Ain't it funny how much changes in a year? Got so much love we can feel the atmosphere. Thank you, girl, for breaking my heart. I'm glad we grew so far apart. I never sent that a letter. Hell, I never would have met her. I can finally say I'm doing all right. This girl holds me right through the night. You gave me a brand new start, so thank you for breaking my heart. I cussed her, used her name in vain, took every picture and threw them away, but that got me to where I'm at today. Got everything off my chest, even asked her what she second guessed. It seems foolish today, but I never got to say thank you, girl, for breaking my heart. I'm glad we grew so far apart. I never sent that letter, hell, I never would have met her. I can finally say I'm doing all right. This girl holds me right through the night. You gave me a brand new start, so thank you for breaking my heart. You see, I got the girl who's worth giving that ring. If I had another go, I wouldn't change a thing. I guess all that's left to say is thank you, girl, for breaking my heart. I'm glad we grew so far apart. I never sent that letter, hell, I never would have met her. I can finally say I'm doing all right. This girl holds me right through the night. You gave me a brand new start, so thank you for breaking my heart. Thank you for breaking my heart, yeah. All right, thank you. I can't hear you. You're muted. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, man.
That's the song that your father sent me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And said share out, and that's why, because that if anything's going to get a hit, that's definitely the one.
That's right. I hope so. But
now, how many folks do you have in your band?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even have a band. So out here, you can, if you want to play a show, you can link up with people. They'll play with you for the night or whatever. It's pretty hard to get people to just be with you. So that's why I find it difficult playing downtown. You know, it's a little bit unreliable. I don't know a lot of people down here, so I can't just call somebody up and see if they can play like I could back home. That's why I had a band back home. I don't here. So if I want to play, you know, I'll go downtown, play a few songs, whatever, play a set, and do it that way. But, you know, I'm going to go on tour hopefully next summer and play all these songs. I got 4 songs out now. So by then I'll have probably a whole album out. So I'll be playing that wherever I go. And then hopefully I'll have a band with me by then. So.
That would be wild.
Yeah. The way it's been told to me is you can just travel to any fair and festival and they'll provide a band for you. So if that's the case.
Now, how does that work? Like with like, you know, because, you know, with your guitar and, you know, everybody's got to be in tune, and it, you know, I can't, you know, picture like, you know, a drummer, you know, let's say with, you know, from Garth Brooks's band playing a Dierks Bentley tune, and it,
right,
you know, your one song's playing another.
Well, at least here, most of the musicians know any song that you would request. So I don't know so much about how it would work on tour. I guess you'd have to give them your sheet music and that, but at least out here, they know every song. Like I went up on stage one night playing with this dude, and I wanted to play a Dierks Bentley song. What was I thinking? And the dude was like, "Oh, I was Dierks Bentley's guitarist for 10 years." He's like, "I know," and he played it perfectly. He's like, I played this more times than you could ever imagine. So it's pretty cool. You know, a lot of those guitarists and bass players still play downtown just for fun, especially last year. You know, because they weren't on the road, so now they went downtown and just started playing. So I guess now they're getting ready to go back on tour. So we'll see.
You'll be next.
That's right. That's the hope. That's the hope. That's the goal. So.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on and singing a tune for us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, maybe somebody will watch this and listen to it. And
I know, right? Be great for both of us.
You know, maybe I'll get a text message or an email and asking for all your information, and I might have to. I'll definitely be giving you a call.
That's right, man. Well, I appreciate you having me. It was fun.
Troy, I appreciate it, buddy, and I'll be talking at you later. We'll get together again sometime.
That'll work.
All right, everybody. That's Troy Grove, folks.
Thank you.
Troy, have a good one, buddy.
Have a good one.
All right, folks. Well, that was interesting to know that you could have a, not necessarily have a band, but you singing some tunes. Hopefully, he gets signed, and maybe this will help him out a little. But all right, folks, join us next week, and I'll see you then.